I just returned from my expedition on Denali. I'm going to share with you in this video all the equipment that I brought with me. It's about 120 pounds of kit, and that includes every piece of food that I'm going to bring with you or brought with me for 26 days. If you want the experience of what it's like to be alone on Denali, I've got a book, Lost at Windy Corner. It shows you how to do that. If you want to read all about putting together an expedition, Adventure Expedition 1, book Dr. Terry and I wrote, talks about all this stuff behind me, and then talk about ropes and knots. Got a book for that too. The most crucial knots to know. So let's get right down to it. I'm going to do a rapid fire, hammer it out, just show you the piece of equipment and go through it because there's literally hundreds of pieces of equipment that I want to show you. By the way, in the description, I will put a link to the webpage on my website that lists every item, has a discussion about each of the items so you can get a better idea with links and takes you everywhere you need, plus the spreadsheet of what I literally used for winter expedition in mountaineering. So let's get started. And we're going to start off with the climbing equipment, of course. You have to have an ice axe, maybe another ice axe, or even another ice axe. I wouldn't bring all three, but I did bring two because when you get onto the head wall, sometimes that ice can be a big problem. Next, ice screws. Should I fall into a crevasse, and assuming I survive and I'm able to crawl myself out, gonna need ice screws for that. Pick and point protectors for the ice axes. Need a couple of locking carabiners. Yeah, baby. All right, perhaps a rappel belay device. Going to need an ascender, get up those fixed lines. Alright. Use wire gate beaners, even though the locking beaners still have to be locking. Use wire gate beaners. Regular gate beaners stink, they're miserable. I do bring an ATC, just in case. A pulley, just in case if I have to help someone else out and maybe save myself. And when it all goes crazy, a T-block. That way I can ascend my rope. Speaking of rope, a 30 meter, 8mm rope in case I hook up with somebody to go climbing with, not uncommon. Point protectors, let's see, what else? A little bit of 4 to 6mm cord, never know when that might come in handy. All right, more climbing stuff. Webalette from mountaintools.com, very useful for putting things together. Some spare cord, another webalette. Whoo, boy, this is a lot of stuff. Yeah. Okay. By the way, my towing rig. Yeah, this prevents bouncing and killing my back. Now I have two different systems for climbing on Denali. One is my fixed line ascender setup, where I attach it to my ascender and my harness, and I've got both my safety and somewhere here. Yeah, my safety line plus my ascender line. Yep, so I've got those guys there. And then I also have my Texas Prusik setup, where if I fall in a crevasse, I've got that ready. So I've got my ice screws ready to extract myself, assuming I'm not broken and dead. If I'm dead, I really don't care anymore, but I prefer not to be dead. Good climbing stuff there. So that is the first pile of gear. Digging into it. Gonna need some crampons, no aluminum 10-point jobs. You gotta have the real Glacier 12-point bad boys for these. To carry them, of course, you need a crampon sack. Don't rely on Ziplocs for this. All right, and where was it? And also, what happens if you break one of your crampon bars? I've seen it happen. People with their crampon flopping around, pretty bad news. Definitely bring spare crampon bars for without your crampons. You're not going to go anywhere, and because I have ridiculously large boots, I have to get the extended, and with my size 46 boots, they still barely fit. I've got a couple pieces of 1-inch strap to strap anything I need to my backpack, which is here somewhere. I'll show you that. Always bring a little bit of like 3 meters or 10 feet of extra strap, 2 of them, just in case you need to strap something together. It does happen. Now, of course, you need to fly with somebody. K2 is who I've been flying. You can also fly Talkeetna Air Taxi. K2 flies VLF and VFR, and Talkeetna Air Taxi flies IFR rules. So something to consider when you're flying different companies. Okay, travel. I brought snowshoes. I'm one of the only people left slogging on Denali with snowshoes. It sucks. It just sucks. Don't go with snowshoes. Go with skis that will work with your mountaineering boots. Otherwise, you get some mountaineering boots. Steel spade shovel. When you get up high, that ice is hard. Your aluminum grain scoop will not chisel through. Bring the steel shovel. Man, this thing chips through, but you still have to have the super scoop. Yes, I bring 2 shovels just in case. I've got my favorite Black Diamond Trail trekking poles. Love, love, love. Oh, man, these are so good. All right, and also my BCA snow saw. Shing! Ooh, check out the teeth on this bad boy. Snow block orama to protect camp. Don't leave home without it. Next, get a backpack. A 100+ liter backpack. Do not show up with a 70-liter backpack unless you're ultralight and willing to like freeze and be miserable. This thing can extend huge. It's bigger than my literal torso. Yeah, get a 100+ huge liter backpack with extra hard points to where you can connect straps and things, because you're going to need to connect your CMC Clean Mountain can to your gear. Speaking of which, make sure you have a huge duffel to fly with and put said backpack in duffel. Don't let your backpack go out. Airlines will crush and break your hip belt. Seen it happen. Put everything in a nice large duffel bag or 2. I also have my own sled that I travel with. It's a bit of overkill, but that's how I like it. And as a consequence, I have my own sled bag. Glorious. So I can show up ready to go. I pre-kit out my sled, so I have hard points along the sled so I can put my bag on there so it doesn't dump out. Learned that lesson pretty hard before. All right, and that's it for that kit gear. Oh yeah, make sure to bring some line. Definitely helpful there. And some more cord. You'd be amazed how much cord you need. Coming back over here, we'll start over here. Okay. You won't be able to see me here, that is a problem, but we'll fix that. Hopefully I don't put holes in my feet. That would suck. Okay. Stuff bag. Oh, that's not going to work for lighting. Okay. Stuff bag for the sleeping bag. A -20 or degree Fahrenheit or -29 degrees C bag. At least, if not a -40 bag. That would actually be much more comfortable. A full-length foam mat Z-Rest. Trust me, you want the full length. Don't go lightweight on that. I also bring the Western Mountaineering Hot Sack VBL as a shelter and an extra warmth item. By the way, cut open a Gatorade bottle and put your trekking pole tips wherever they went in them when you travel. That way you don't have any damaged gear. Super, super handy there. And, oh, climbing harness. Gotta have an alpine climbing harness. Do not use a traditional harness. That is misery. I also have an air mat that my foam mat goes on top of, not bottom. If you want to be warm, put your foam mat on top. String them together. Trust me on this one. All right. Oh, and a camera pouch. Make sure to protect your camera so you don't squash it. Next, gotta have some mountaineering boots, right? Oh, Ronald McDonald, you are jealous. Malay Everest boots, they're awesome. But I need ski bindings for them because snowshoeing just sucks. I'll tell you that again. And then 40 below booties, thanks to Joel Attaway. These, I literally can shovel my tent in a blizzard without my mountaineering boots on. In a blizzard. These are awesome. Also for sleeping, get some Western Mountaineering down booties. Oh my gosh, what a life changer these down booties are. And I believe that's it for that. Okay, gear, 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 gear. All right, we're doing pretty well here. Next, some clothing items, yes. You will need a huge down parka. Do not go cheap on the parka. Always wear the parka because you can keep yourself warm, thus burning less calories and saving your food stock. Hard shell jacket, fleece jacket, down jacket with hood, makes all the difference in the world. Fleece lined climbing pants, Shell pants. Hard to find insulated pants for summit day to put over your legs because it will get cold, you will freeze. And then, ooh, check out my underwear. Yep. And then for ladies, of course, you're going to need some sort of sports bra. However you work that. Another piece of underwear in case things go wrong. Long underwear to sleep in and warmth for summit day. And a stuff bag to crush the absurd down jacket because you're going to need to squash that and your pants in there. And then I also use a vest that's really nice because it has pockets to where I can put my camera and my phone in there, keep it deep inside there, keep the battery alive. That's a great way to go. By the way, these are crazy expensive, but this is a game changer in the tent and out of the tent when you're resting. Foam pad, love it. Use that in conjunction with your sleeping mat. And man, that was like, I'll never go without this again. That 1.2 ounces or about 40 grams, 32 grams. Whew, yeah. Down shirt, icebreaker, expensive as heck, but this has survived many an expedition. And I go with an ex officio shirt that I can unbutton, roll up the sleeves, reflects the sun, has zippered pockets, and is super nice. This actually is my base layer until I'm up on the mountain at high camp, and then I put this on and this on. It's a big difference. Liner socks, more liner socks, more liner socks, heavy hiker socks, sleeping heavy hiker socks, backup heavy hiker socks, and Mountaineering summit socks. These are for summit day only. Oh look, another pair of underwear. Yep. Okay, for ladies, you're also going to want a pee funnel because trying to squat down to relieve your bladder really sucks. You're going to want snow stakes, of course, for your tent. Don't go cheap. Spend the money. Get some good snow stakes. Some people use their skis and their poles and everything else, but my Hilleberg Namage requires 10 hard points to set the tent up minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, yeah, at least 10, if not more, depending on the weather. Okay, swinging around. Let's go over here. Food. We're going to need food. And that was 1.75 pounds per day. I was still hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Every bag is my entire rations for the day, minus the freeze-dried. So that way I just reach into here, I grab the next day's rations. I don't think about it. Don't be picky about your food because you will eat all the desired food. And at the end of your expedition, you'll have the food you don't want to eat. You need several of these bags. Summit, Sea to Summit silicone nylon bags. Awesome. Helmet. Most climbers now don't go with a hard plastic helmet. They go with the egg crate helmet. Good choice there. What are these called? Trash compactor bags. Where do you think you're going to cache your stuff in? Just sprinkle it around? No. Bring some trash compactor bags. Plus you have to poo in a CMC. This is a great way to seal that bad boy up. Next thing here. Liner gloves with shells. Summit gloves. Travel gloves, regular gloves, gauntlets to be super warm but not still my Summit gloves. There's a big difference there. And then it will all go sideways, Alti-mitts. That's a great way to go. Okay, gloves, gloves. Liner gloves. Ho. The new liner gloves, the sensor touch thing by Outdoor Research sucks. Just telling you now. 1 week that thing was worn out. The old liner gloves, these have months and months and months on them. Wish I could get them, but now everybody's gonna have the touch phone thing and this doesn't last. It's totally lame. This phone addiction thing, but whatever. A buff, you want a buff. Keep the sun off, you will burn your face. Some climbers literally go buff here, and glasses there. I can't breathe through this, but that's a great way to go. The Arctic buff, so I can literally do this, and I can almost breathe through this thing. And that way I have 0 solar radiation exposure. I put my glasses here, and voila. Learned that on Mount Elbrus in Russia. Nobody's going to Russia right now, but whatever. My fleece windproof hat. I've had this for 30 years. Love this hat. Headband. If it's super hot but you are still ear burning, or it's windy but you're still warm, the headband, the fleece headband, windproof is awesome. Plus, I actually convert it so I can protect my nose and still breathe. Oh, this thing keeps my beak from being burnt. And then some extra liner gloves for sleeping. These are not the PL base. They're the PL regular. Oh, sleep with different gloves than you're climbing in. Also my Santa hat from themouseworks.com. This has literally been South Pole, crazy places. It's the most powerful hat on earth. I am a dork, and I love my sun hat to keep the sun off me. I don't get burned ever. And make sure to bring a fleece balaclava. Yeah, that way you can look like Robin Hood in black. And again, talk about that stuff in here. Take it all with you. Trust me on this one. Next, cooking. You gotta cook something. I bring a couple of disposable aluminum flat pans to put down, to put my stove on. Completely reflects the heat, doesn't sink, melt. And if the stove goes berserk and I develop a leak, I can grab it and throw it out of the tent. If you try and grab your burning stove with your hands, let me tell you what's gonna happen. It does happen. Stove kit, let's go into this first. Get the Outdoor Research super insulated Nalgene. These literally turn a Nalgene into a thermos. Wouldn't go without them. Fuel bottles I bring too, because I'm solo. Get the Expedition caps, not the child-proof clicky caps. What happens when you can't get that thing off? What are you gonna do? It happens. Yeah, real caps, not that junk that is required now. I have a dual mug. Love my dual mug. It's starting to break. Not replaceable anymore. I wish Stanley still made it. Drink out of it. Eat out of it. Oh, yeah, baby. Choking out here. One moment, please. Excellent. Pee bottle. Make sure it's a different color than everything else. Men, you never have to get out of your sleeping bag to relieve yourself. Women, bring the fresh hat. Don't know what to tell you to do there. I'm not a woman. But you'll figure it out. Half-liter bottle that I keep in my now very banged up little outdoor pouch for sleeping so I can sip water at night so I'm not choking out. Huge difference. I brought my 20 ounce Yeti. I wish I would have brought my 32 ounce. By the way, climbing companies and other expeditioners suggest only 2 1-liter bottles. That is not enough for me. So if I fill up this at night, this at night, this at night, and this at night, I am choking out in the day. I bring a full 3-liter bottle with me. It makes all the difference in the world. That's just not enough water for me. That's just how I roll. Need to sit here. Oh, hopefully that's right. Yeah, that'll work. Cook it. Okay. Rapid fire, we told you. Alrighty. This is my entire cook kit. Break it out, shove junk around. Getting close here. Okay. I have my MSR XGK stove, my heat exchanger, my 2-liter titanium pot, which you can't buy anymore, so if this ever disappears, I will cry. Why they only make the 1.5 is totally lame. I always put my stove pump inside of here to protect it, because if that stove pump gets broken, you cannot make water, and your expedition is over. Good luck on trying to melt enough snow with your body. Not gonna happen. You will need an aluminum windscreen. Cannot recommend enough having another base for your fuel bottles to keep the fuel bottle off the snow. That way the fuel ignites easier and it's more efficient. Keep the bottle as warm as you can, or at least off the ice and snow. There's a lot of stuff in here. Cook kit. Sponge. What, do you think you're not going to spill something in your tent? Good luck with that. If you have a cook tent, you're fine. But for us who are soloing, you need a sponge. Titanium spork. Don't bring Lexan or plastic. Plus, this is a great tool. Okay, you've got that pot. How are you going to lift that boiling pot? MSR. Again, links below to my entire webpage with everything I've shown you. Okay, let's see if the lighter still works. Whoo, yep, but I don't rely on the lighter because at high altitude, lighters stop working. So I bring most primitive flint and steel. Works at every altitude. Worked in Antarctica. Matches, just in case. Pump cup oil, because that'll happen. And then I bring a second backup striker. You never know. Aluminum foil. Green scrubby if things go wrong. And another lid flame diffuser. I always bring this with me because if you lose it, or the other one dies, you're toast. All right, so I'll just put this to the side right now because it takes a few minutes to pack that all in. Man purse, fanny pack, waist pack for the Brits. I put my little water bottle in there, plus a snack or two, so I don't even have to take my backpack off. I eat from there. Super nice. Next, bring twice as many wet wipes as you think you need. Trust me on this one, because you're going to be going to the bathroom there. I did bring my thin wool shirt, but I never use it anymore. I just use a heavy one. GPS Plus, get the Garmin Explorer Plus, not just the Garmin Explorer. The Plus is totally worth it. SOS button, text messaging, satellite. By the way, the satellite signal on Denali is horrible. Do not rent a sat phone unless you like suffering a lot. Can't recommend this enough. Travel scale, because when you get to the airport and your bag is 55 pounds, you're going to be unloading your underwear in the middle of the airport. It really sucks. Get a travel scale. I'll put links below in my description to my website. Trust me on this one. This is utterly worth the annoyance. Personal maintenance. You think you're going to go a month without brushing your teeth? You're disgusting. Toothbrush. Floss. This is my other travel bag. Oh yeah, you might want to consider toothpaste. Everything else in here you don't need because this is my regular travel kit. Did you bring meds? You might catch a cold. All right, what else do I have to show you? Oh yeah, then the mega bag. Oh, good Lord. The amount of junk in this bag, I hate hauling. It's like 15 pounds, but you gotta have it all. It's grating, I tell you. All right, here we go. I'll even show you this huge pile of stuff. Glorious! Okay, that was fun. Okay, all right, that's about right. Selfie stick. How do you think you're going to take your summit photo? Place the camera on the snow? Yeah, right. Headlamp. People say, oh, you don't need a headlamp on Denali. I promise you, in the dark of your sleeping bag at 2 a.m., you're going to wish you had your headlamp. Hope you brought extra batteries for your camera. More batteries. Bring a nose protector, fabricated nose protector from the duct tape. If you get second-degree burns on your nose, misery. Don't do it. That's going to be horrible. Seen it. It looks dorky. This looks dorky. Cancer looks dorkier. Park Tool Scraper. This brush will brush all the ice and snow off your sleeping bag, off your tent, off the zippers. Plus you can pick the ice off your boots, clean everything up. Very indispensable tool, well worth the wait. You're going to need an eye mask because it's 24-hour dusky to daylight on Denali. Trust me on this one. Okay. I'm shoveling things around here. I've got my Ride in the Rain journals, plus my military style Fisher Space Pen, upside down, minus 40 degrees underwater, all simultaneously. Love it. Wouldn't go anywhere without it because years later you're going to say, hey, what did I do? Love that. Your air mattress got a flap. What are you going to do? Repair it. You step on the belt buckle of your backpack and crush it with your crampons. Seen it happen. Trust me. Bring this. Did you bring a sewing kit? A stitch in time saves 9. Did you bring a spare pair of glacier glasses? What happens when you destroy or lose yours? A pulse oximeter. This was very handy to see that I was acclimating okay. It allowed me to kind of diagnose myself to figure out what was going on. I didn't feel so good, so this is now an indispensable piece of kit. Bring more toilet paper than you think you need. You might be out there at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks. You will need more than you think. Trust me on this. I failed to bring individual pack wet wipes, had to bring the big pack wet wipe, and I had to thaw it every day. I now bring nitrile gloves on camping trips, because when you're doing the number 2, you get more contamination than you will be surprised, or you'll be surprised at the amount of contamination. You wipe, deal with everything, you're like, oh my gosh, that's on my fingers? Yeah, now it's just on the glove. Thank goodness there. Trust me. Okay, I have a sense of humor. You are not Rambo, you are not Stallone, you're not Cliffhanger. A basic pocket knife will do. Don't go crazy. I love my zero tolerance, but it's a bit much. Glacier glasses. I had white glasses because that was the only thing the supply chain thing left me. That was way too bright. So I used the Sharpie in my super black Sharpie, and I Sharpied the inside to darken them so I didn't go blind. Backup glacier glasses, good. It happens, trust me. Looks cool, but I would have preferred black. So there you go. First aid kit, signal mirror, whistle. You don't think you're gonna get hurt out there? And make sure to bring the tough skins or tough strip band-aids. Everything else falls apart in that cold. Tough strips work. Signal mirror, whistle. What happens when you get lost or you need to signal an aircraft? Now, you might have your radio. If the aircraft sees you, they might be available, but trust me, bring this guy. I also bring my other little tripod that I can put on a pole and do my thing. Yeah, so it can check me out. Super permanent marker. Oh boy, yeah, trust me, bring that. Can't put enough of this stuff on up there. But use the stick version. You know, you don't need to put it here, but you put it on here so you don't get the inside of your gloves greasy. Use stick. Okay. Oh, the repair kit. Yep, and the self-repair kit. You're going to need small patch instant repairs for your air mattress, a more extensive sewing kit, Vaseline actually for the cracks in your feet, very handy, seam grip, repair your gear on the fly, Tenactin or Walmart's version of the equivalent, or whatever will work for you. I'm not a doctor, this is not medical advice. More Vaseline because you can really get torn up. So you get a cut, you get an infection, it starts to turn pink. Hope you brought Neosporin. Heavy duty nylon thread and a spare fuel cap. Things happen. Now this is all designed for solo trips, knowing that nobody's going to support me, nobody's going to save my bacon. That's the way it happens. So I'm out there by myself. Solar panel. Got to charge up all your electronic gizmos somehow, right? It's a lot of junk, I have to admit, but this is how it works. I didn't bring any of this junk, that's for the hotel. All right, more toilet paper, more nitrile gloves, more wet wipes. Make sure whatever country flag you are from, bring your flag. Show it off, it's pretty cool up there. Yep, you need a multi-tool. Snub nose are stronger than needle nose. Basic multi-tool will repair most anything you brought. Charging cables, hope you brought enough of those bad boys. And goggles. Now, regular ski goggles are not dark enough for the glacier. My Australian friend went snowblind on the summit. He made the summit, but he went blind. Kind of sucks. They look totally reflective, but they're only grade 2, grade 3. You need grade 4 glasses. Otherwise, what I do is I put my backup glacier glasses under these, and it totally works. My regular glacier glasses won't fit there, but my regular glacier glasses are grade 4. What that means, look it up. More batteries. But also, if you don't like solar panels and you have endless days of storming, bring a couple of battery banks. These are totally worth it. And backup tea. You never know where you're going to be in your tent for a long time. Medication. Lots of medication. Talk to your doctor about it. Bring some medication. Be prepared with that. But also put the name, the dosage, the amount per pill, how many you should take, and any warnings on there. So if somebody has to pick you out when you're all freaking out, they can figure out what you've done to yourself. Duct tape. Both the 1-inch and 2-inch Gorilla Tape. This stuff sticks at -40. Regular duct tape does not bond at that temperature. Did you bring a compass to the outdoors? Dude. Regular duct tape. Gorilla Tape is the best. Super glue. Your fingers are completely split open. It's gone horrible. You can glue yourself back together, plus repair your gear. I hope you brought earplugs, because people around you might have a radio on. Gosh. Plus the tint. I like max silicone child size instead of regular. My ears are a little small, so the child size works better. Did you bring some hand sanitizer for your number 2 duties? Oof. Here are these Band-Aid tough strips. It's best in the industry. Hope you brought SPF 30 lip balm, because your lips are going to burn. And that's about it there. And, oh yeah. Make sure it's comfort food when everything goes sideways and you really want to just go home. Bring some hot chocolate. Trust me on that. And then bring some more chocolate. It'll make you feel better. It really does help. Oh, and another thing I learned. Bring some electrolyte powder. Pedialyte. Can't do without it. That's the best stuff. And I believe that is it. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed my video on everything I literally brought with me to Denali. The big change I would make in the future is skis, not snowshoes. Snowshoes suck. Just miserable. So again, please check out links below to my books, Antarctic Tears, Lost at Windy Corner, Adventure Expedition 1, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, the Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, 50 Jackson Hole Photography Hotspots, the most crucial nuts to know, 2024 Total Eclipse Guides, as well as my show, Antarctic Tears. Please check out the link to my website. You'll literally see all this stuff so you can get a better idea of what it takes to do an expedition like this. I'll just pan around, show you all this stuff. And this is 120 pounds, maybe about 45 kilos, including food, fuel, water, that keeps me alive on the mountain for 26 days, and you'll succeed. Or at least, you'll have a chance of succeeding. My name's Aaron Linsdale, Polar Explorer, Professional Adventurer. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to get more info like this. Thank you very much, and be safe.